Welcome to the 1-Year Challenge Small Group Study Guide. I'm Kerel Pinder and I'm so excited to share this study with you. Now I want you to know that not everyone has to take a year off of dating so you can breathe. But I honestly believe that God allowed me to take this year off so that I could be able to teach the many lessons that I learned with singles who may not feel led to take this journey. But if you do feel that prick in your spirit of God telling you that this is a decision you should make, then over the next few weeks, I really want you to pray about what He's saying to you about how you should approach the 1-year challenge. The main purpose of this study is to bring healing to us as singles. I know as a single woman, I have had my fair share of rejection, loneliness, defeat, pain, failed relationships, and just suffering from society expectations of expecting me to be married by a certain age. The enemy wants us to feel like we're a failure and that there's something wrong with us because we're in the season of singleness. God wants you to know that you're the head and not the tail. We are above and not beneath. So whether you're single by divorce, single because you've never been married, or single because you have absolutely no interest in ever being married, I want you to know that you're not a failure. I remember the first time I heard someone give a testimony about the year challenge. I was watching the series by Andy Stanley on the new rules of sex and dating. And in this series, the young lady shared with us how she had been dating like most of us date by the world's standards. And she realized that she was in a lot of toxic relationships and she really wanted to know God and to know what it meant to date His way. So she took the year off from dating. And during that time, a friend from high school reached out to her, and it was because he noticed that there had been a shift on her Facebook in the things that she posted. So she shared with him her journey and that she was on a journey to discover more intimacy with God in a 1-year challenge. So he encouraged her during that journey. When the year was over, he asked her if she was interested in going on a date. And she went on the date with him, but she said that she felt really no chemistry. What she really admitted was that she felt that she wasn't worthy of his love. You see, this guy, he was a virgin, he was pure, and from a very early age, he understood God's role in his life. And so she didn't feel worthy of dating someone who had this kind of background. And so she started to date other guys and to try to meet some other people. But 6 months after their first date, they ran into each other and started to have a conversation. And in that conversation with him, she realized that a lot of the substance that she was missing in those previous dates over the last 6 months was right here with this young man. And so they decided to start dating. And when she wrote this letter to Andy, they were actually celebrating their 1-year anniversary. And she really just wanted to thank Andy because she knew that she wouldn't be in this God-ordained marriage with this man who loved her so much and just knowing how to experience the love from God if she didn't take that year off to really evaluate the way she dated and to learn more about who she was and who God was saying that He wanted her to be. And when I first heard this testimony, tears rolled down my eyes because I knew I was in the exact same situation. I was in toxic relationships that God was begging me to let go of. I was in relationships that weren't bringing God the maximum glory. And my end result of the year challenge didn't have the same ending as her, but I feel that at that moment, God wanted to do a new thing in me. God used that year to take me from brokenness to wholeness. I was very, very broken. And if you are sitting there and realizing that your relationships are very toxic or you're dealing with a lot of brokenness, then I want you to join me because over the next 6 weeks, we're gonna unpack 4 main issues. And those are revelation, because I believe God wants us to kind of really understand our childhood and those characteristics and behaviors that we display in relationships. Also, meditation. God is really calling us to be still and hear from Him and get to know Him. And preparation, because I honestly believe the saying that says, if you want something you've never had before, then you have to do something you've never done before. And whether the thing that you want is a God-ordained marriage or just peace in this season of singleness, then I believe this preparation is really important. God wants us to change our mindsets, our habitats, our surroundings, our friends, the people that we talk to, and the people that are encouraging us. I believe that that is very, very important to our walk with God and to our one-day marriage. And the final section is restoration. I believe whatever role God has in our life, He wants to restore us, He wants to renew us, and He wants to just bring us to the place that has healing. And that's the true purpose of this study. And so if you're sitting there, I want you to answer a few questions. Have you ever been rejected, hurt, or disappointed in any of your previous relationships, and you wondered if there was a better way to love? Is a Christ-led courtship and God-ordained marriage your idea of relationship goals? Do you wish to discover the purpose of who Christ truly created you to be? And finally, are you ready to enjoy every moment of your life despite your circumstances and expectations of others? If your answer was yes to any of these questions, then this is the study for you. God revealed to me as I was writing this study, Proverbs 1:23, and it says, "If you respond to my warning, I will pour out my spirit unto you and I will teach you my words." I believe that God is using me to teach you His words. And so this study is to remind you that your singleness does not define you. You're not a failure because you weren't married by a certain age. God has great plans for our life. He has great plans for your love life, and He wants to love you into the kingdom. So let's take these next 6 weeks and really allow Him to speak to our heart and really prepare us for the life that He has for us. Thank you, and I can't wait to spend this time with you.